Mexico's route to South Africa was also testing. Defeat against the USA in the final CONCACAF qualifying round, and coach Sven-Göran Eriksson's job was on the line. Another defeat at the hands of Honduras, and Eriksson was gone. Mexico lay fifth, knowing only the top three were guaranteed to go to the World Cup. Enter former Atletico Madrid coach Javier Aguirre.
It's just very, very difficult to prepare a team for such a big tournament when the players are playing every 3 days. It's not ideal, but it's the situation we're in. I use the experience of certain players to help me, guys like Cuauhtémoc Blanco, and then Gerardo Torrado, Rafa Marquez also helped us, but more from the outside as he was only involved in the last match against El Salvador. And then there were people like Salcido, Osorio, people with World Cup experience such as Guillermo Franco. I may forget one or two names, but these were the guys who truly pushed us along.
Despite losing his first game away to El Salvador, what followed was a transformation. Mexico won 5 consecutive games, the highlight being the defeat of the USA in Mexico City. Over 100,000 jubilant fans packed the Azteca Stadium to see Aguirre's men record their first win over their great rivals at home since 1937. A 4-1 win over El Salvador, and Mexico were World Cup bound again, with a game to spare. The men in green shot up from 5th to 2nd place in the final 16 qualification group in the CONCACAF zone. After a draw against Trinidad and Tobago in their final game, El Tri ended the group 2nd behind the USA.
We'll try and translate our form to the World Cup. We'll do our best, trust me. And the fans who come to South Africa to support us will be proud of their team. Because we'll see what happens results-wise on the pitch. But in terms of effort, work and fighting spirit, in that sense, my team, this Mexican team, are going to be in peak condition.
After meeting the hosts in the opening game at Soccer City, Mexico travelled to Polokwane to take on France. Their final group game will be in Rustenburg against Uruguay. Uruguay, where football tradition runs deep. They hosted and won the first ever World Cup in 1930.
This country, well, it's football mad. And it's difficult to express the qualities a Uruguayan player has, and that deep-rooted pride he feels when wearing his country's shirt.
Alcides Guigia scored the goal that beat Brazil in the 1950 World Cup. Distant days when Uruguay ruled the football world.
Uruguay were by far the best country in the world, vastly superior to Argentina.
Now there are fewer quality players than there used to be, fewer skillful and intelligent players. We used to play either 20 or 15 aside to improve our skills and experience.
So what does that glorious past mean today? Is it a burden or an inspiration?
Each country has its own history. Uruguay has already defined its own. As a player representing my country at the World Cup, I hope to write my own story with this team and become part of Uruguay's impressive history.
With just 4 nations from 10 in the South American qualifying zone guaranteed a place in South Africa, Uruguay could not have wished for a better start to their campaign. A stunning 5-0 win over Bolivia at home, with Diego Forlan leading the line.
Obviously, after a match like that, we walked away with a lot of confidence and a real determination to carry on with the qualification process.
Following that defeat of Bolivia, Uruguay's form became inconsistent. A series of disappointing draws and tight defeats were interspersed by memorable wins. But Uruguay found themselves entertaining Argentina in Montevideo, knowing they had to win to have a chance of automatic qualification. A victory for Argentina, and they were on their way to South Africa.
Forlan puts it through for Suarez, and Argentina were almost behind there in the opening moments. Oh, so near! It was Lugano.
We just didn't know how to play Argentina. We weren't attacking enough to win a match of that magnitude.
Tackles flying in. Caceres is going in the book. Now that is surely going to incur the referee's displeasure. Stupid. Absolutely stupid. Yellow card, the second one shown. And Caceres is dismissed. Uruguay are down to 10 men. Ferran! And they, with that, have surely booked their place in the World Cup finals. That was a poor effort. It was Scotty, the defender, who had a clear scoring opportunity. The final whistle goes. Argentina beating Uruguay and taking a place in the finals in South Africa.
I think that match in Argentina was incredible. Their coach was able to change a few things to keep the scoreline the same, as he knew the result of Chile-Ecuador and that a draw would be enough to see them through. He took off a striker, replaced him with a midfielder, and it paid off for him. That's football.
So it was Argentina who took the final automatic qualification spot. But Uruguay had a lifeline, a playoff against Costa Rica. Winner takes all for a place at the World Cup finals. A precious away goal in Costa Rica by Diego Lugano meant it was 1-0 going into the second leg in Montevideo.
It was a very tough match, where we pushed ourselves a lot. And thanks to Diego Lugano's goal, we were able to settle our nerves, win the match, and move on to the following leg at home with a small advantage.
His cross, keep it in, Calabrese header, and Uruguay have done it. And Uruguay have the goal on the night, and now overall a 2-goal cushion, and they now are set fair for South Africa. Walter Centeno gets the away goal, and suddenly they need just one goal again. Why players halted here for a moment. Tempers on the bench afraid. Saborio's pace here. Saborio still! Oh, he fires wide. What a chance for Costa Rica. Uruguay have only seconds to play now. And full time, Uruguay are there. South Africa has its 32nd and final team, and it's Uruguay. The fireworks, the party starts in Montevideo. We now have our cast list for next summer complete.
Cape Town will be Uruguay's first port of call in South Africa, where they'll meet France. A clash with the hosts 5 days later before they face Mexico.